Right, this is a really quick video. I've covered this a couple of times in some of our carving videos about just cutting a straight line, and I've just started to cut out all of these templates for our comb blanks. We make little beard combs, and these lines are for cutting on the bandsaw. So I've got all of these that need to be cut out and stuck onto here so I can cut these lines out. And I was just started cutting it and thought, oh, this is a good opportunity for a bit of practice for me for doing straight lines. And also I'll just cover this now as something that's really, really useful in carving. And some of that I picked up from somebody on YouTube that they talked about it, and I now use it all the time. And it's basically when you're cutting a line, let's turn this around. When you're cutting a line, don't look at the knife. The temptation is to stare at the knife. And if you do that, the knife reacts all of the time to when you're thinking that it's going off. So if I've got the blade in there, I'm looking about here. And your brain does some sort of calculation that tells you where it needs to be. And it does take practice. It's not going to happen the very first time you try it, although it may do. But it does take a little bit of practice to get it right every time. But basically, I'll demonstrate here. I'm looking here, and then as I get forward, literally, I stay looking at that point all the way down. I'll just demonstrate that a sec. At no point was I looking at that blade, and I mean, you can see that's pretty accurate. Come back at it the other way now. So go in there. I'm looking at least 10 mil in front of it. There you go. When I use that, I didn't go right the way through on those. I'll go back and hit that. But I use that all the time in carving, especially the chip carving stuff, and on things like this when I need to get those lines absolutely straight. It's a really, really useful skill to have, is to do straight lines. And you don't necessarily need to do it on wood, as you've seen here. You can just get a piece of paper, draw some lines on it, have one of these, this is just our kitchen chopping board, and just keep practicing that line thing. It's really, really useful. If you get that right, your carvings will be absolutely precise when you're doing small stuff and when it really, really matters. Like most skills, I think that the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So I use these boards quite a lot. This is one of my boards. As you can see, it's quite a random selection of different things on there. If I'm trying something out, or I just fancy a little bit of practice, I draw something out and without too much of a plan in my head, and just start doing it. So I've grabbed the board here and I'm going to do some bits and pieces on it just to show you what I'm talking about, but as much as you can possibly do with this sort of thing, and your knife skills will just get better and better. This is a great pattern for getting around corners and trying to line up things. It's a really good practice, this one. I've done it here and chipped in between it and stuff as well, but just doing this is really, really good practice. So the ultimate curve has to be a circle. I hope you found that useful. Any practice you can get to improve your knife control will be of use. Scrap a piece of wood, draw some lines on it. Just keep practicing, keep practicing. Or even a piece of paper like I did there. Just draw some lines on it, keep practicing. It'll all help. Thanks again for watching.